Hello, hello, welcome to the first episode of My Most Favorite Directors, where I interview my most favorite directors about their filmmaking, their career, and my favorite film of theirs. This journey will be for my benefit as a filmmaker and for your benefit as film watchers. And so let's go ahead and meet our first director of the podcast. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
Hi, yes, I am Merianne Williamson, no relation. And yes, a I'm a successful filmmaker. One of the
Mary,
only yeah.
Marianne Williamson, let me say this first and foremost. I think you're my favorite director.
I hear that constantly. It still means a lot hearing it from every person though.
You're truly my favorite director. It's you, Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, Spike Lee. You're above all of them, in my opinion. And
Thank you. I think objectively I am.
objectively,
Yes.
and I think you don't get enough shine. And that's why I brought you on this podcast
Thank
to
you.
really really make sure that your place in the pantheon of filmmaking is solid.
Thank you. I think that it's so important to kind of platform other voices. And as you know, I'm normally very shy with interviews,
Very shy.
but I've seen your work and I really respect
Oh,
your approach.
thank you. You've seen my work. Wow.
Yes.
What's your favorite movie of mine?
Oh, I've seen you at work. I'm
Oh,
sorry. You work at that
you've seen me.
Panera.
You've seen me at.
You
Oh
work at that Panera
yeah.
on Sunset.
Yeah, we
Yes?
did. That's where we met up, of course. And
Yes.
I took a selfie with you, and I was like,
Yes.
"Hey, be on my podcast." But
Absolutely.
they don't need to know that. So let's just get into it. Let's just get into it, and let's begin with your childhood. And you famously had a very uh, turbulent childhood.
Yes.
But you're a bit of a nepo baby as well. People have accused you of being a nepo baby. Why don't you just talk a little bit about your parents and your very famous parents that we all know, and uh, it's and how they've guided you or not guided you in the industry.
I appreciate that. I think Nepo baby is a current term that people are using to uh like undermine the credibility of work, but I believe in separating the art from the artist. And just because my parents happen to be um such trailblazers in the film industry, and that definitely gave me a leg up. But like
Yeah,
growing up, um,
yeah,
upper
you,
class isn't easy.
yeah.
Their wealth and their connections and everything often led to neglect. I don't think I had the loving home that I'm so jealous that really poor people get. As you see in so many movies, you see that when someone's poor, they're actually a better mom. And my parents were very rich, but that led to, I think, its own form of violence in that I don't know if they really loved me for me.
And your dad is, of course, the voice of the Pillsbury Doughboy,
Yes,
and your mom is, of course, a cheerleader for the Dallas Cowboys.
she is. And she did cryogenically make it that she will always have the body of a 22-year-old in the
Yeah.
heart of one and try as she might to stop it. I did age past that point. And so it's interesting. I mean, family is funny, isn't it?
Family is funny. And as you said, like, how would you say your father, the Pillsbury Doughboy, the voice of the Pillsbury, not the Pillsbury Doughboy, the guy who did the
The voice.
all that stuff. How would you say he helped you in the industry or taught what did he teach you as a child about filmmaking?
Well, it was interesting. It's always hard to retain information when he was in that voice. It definitely made
Oh, so he
discipline.
just talked like that all the time.
Absolutely, 100%. In a way, that taught me a lot about method acting
Yeah.
because I know that his voice must be different deep down, but I don't know. Does anyone really know their father? You
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
And I think what he taught me about filmmaking is to have a sort of like joyous, buoyant attitude towards it. Like you got to be a little stinker. You know, like the Pillsbury Doughboy himself. You got to be someone who's unafraid to be a rascal in the industry.
And it's funny because the voice behind him, he's the voice, and
Yes.
he's actually famously a very large man.
Yes.
And so he has this very childlike attitude in spite of being a very large, domineering man.
With not an ounce of dough on him. He
Not a
has
shredded.
0%, 0% body fat. Yes. But such a childish, playful little voice.
It's
Yes.
ironic he's a Pillsbury Doughboy, but there's no dough on
Dough
that boy at
on that
all.
boy. Yes.
On that boy.
This is my father you're talking about. And I mean, this is what happens. This is why I'm afraid to do interviews. Is people want to talk about my family and not about how I'm making a name for myself. I'm not a Pillsbury Dough boy. I'm a Pillsbury Dough woman.
Whoa. Ugh. You've not only are you making a name for yourself, you've made a name for yourself.
I've made a name for myself.
Let's go back to, how you got into filmmaking. What are those first movies you're watching? As you've cited so many directors. What are some of the films that really got you into filmmaking?
I mean, what's so interesting about how I grew up is that we were only allowed to watch one film,
One
right?
film.
And
You've
that
spoken
film,
about this before, yes.
yes, the only movie we were allowed to watch growing up was Forrest Gump. Great film to choose. It did influence what I thought all films had to be, of course.
And it does show in your work the Forrest
Yes.
Gump influence. And so you only were allowed to watch Forrest Gump, nothing else.
And I thought all actors had to talk like that.
Yes.
And I do make my actors talk like that. I thought that they all had to be epics that
In
kind of span history and are about
yeah,
America.
yeah,
It was so interesting. I tell you, the first time when I saw a film that was not Forrest Gump, I was very confused. I was like, "Where's America?
yeah.
Where are the real world historical events
Where's
coming in?"
where's the slow where's the jog across America? Where's
Thank you.
Vietnam?
Exactly. Where's Vietnam? Where's bubblegum shrimp? I did think bubblegum shrimp would have to be in most movies and have. I thought restaurants came from movies. Do you know what I mean? It's so funny.
Yeah, like that, if a movie doesn't have a restaurant, then is it even worth?
Then what was that movie
That's
about?
why your films all have themed restaurants along with
Yes.
them.
To me, it's the bare minimum that a filmmaker can do.
Yeah, it's so Forrest Gump, it taught you that you loved filmmaking. And so
Yes.
what are your early film? What is the your first time picking up a camera? What are you doing with what is the first film you've ever made? Tell me
Oh,
about
that's
that.
it's so funny. And my my peers hate this story. I had it on it's the way it's like the modern times and I'm younger, I'm Gen Z, but it was my iPhone camera.
Mm,
I had it front facing point 0.5 the entire time I was shooting.
yeah.
So you can kind of hear actors acting off screen, but what you're saying is me uh fo
Watching,
focus watching. I pick my nose here and there. Who doesn't? I had
yelling. I've actually seen this film. I've actually
uh,
seen this film as
yes.
well. You titled it The Sorrow and the Sadness. And
Yes. Which people called redundant.
yeah,
People
yeah.
said the sorrow and the sadness, but I'm like, put the emphasis on the
And
and it sounds different.
the
Sorrow
sorrow and
and
the
the
sadness.
sadness. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little Shakespearean
And
in
it's
that way.
just your face the entire time, like
Yes.
your mouth a little open, like kind of saying the lines as the actors emote and have like a bunch of emotion in front of the
Yes.
camera, but we don't see any of that. But this was all
No,
purposeful. This was all purposeful though.
it was, and that's why it hurts when I see it get kind of parodied or memed online because you've seen them the way I'm like, it's the sorrow and the sadness, but people call it like the chopped and the unk, the butter and the face, these things that I find
Gen
wouldn't
Z
have
slang.
yeah, and wouldn't have happened if it was a male director.
It wouldn't have happened if it was a male director. It's definitely based on your gender that they are making fun of you online. They make fun of all
Absolutely.
your films online, and I think it's
Mhm.
so unfair.
Thank you.
Your films are constantly memed, and I don't understand it because they're all amazing in my opinion. And
Thank you.
so yes, so
It's not your opinion. It's science, it's objective.
it's objective science. The critics the internet, they're
They're
wrong.
wrong. They're wrong.
And anyone who understands filmmaking would know that your films are amazing. So
Yes.
we are you've made your first film. It was The Sorrow and the Sadness, and that is of course seen widely, made fun of constantly, but seen widely, of
And
course.
so, can I ask, you say you're a fan of me. When you see that I'm under attack, do you defend me online?
This is the purpose of this podcast.
Okay, okay.
Mer This is the
Have
purpose
you
of the
ever?
podcast.
I just don't, I'm just curious if I can trust you, Khalil. Have you defended me online in the past?
When I tell you, I
You're a coward.
it wasn't online.
You're
It
a
was
coward.
in person. I went to their house, broke
Okay.
in,
Okay.
and I stole all of their sodas. They had a bunch of soda cans in their
Mm,
refrigerator. I stole them all. That's how serious
okay.
I am about this Merianne. That's how
Okay.
serious I am.
I trust you a little bit more now. We can
This is
delete that part. I did not ask him to do that. And if this ever is used in trial, I did not ask him to do that. I just appreciate it greatly.
Oh, I didn't have no fear of putting this on the internet. This was all my idea to break
Okay.
into another person's house and commit larceny. That was all me. And if I go to jail for you, I will. So, moving on, skipping a little bit. Tell us about your education in film. Tell us about going to school. You went to NYU, of course, famously. And you
Thank you.
you and Spike Lee got in a little bit of a spat and he kicked you out of the program. Could you talk about that for a second?
Yes. I mean, it's a little bit of a spat. I find many NDAs about this, of course. It was deeply personal what the two of us were going through, and I do think it was unprofessional for him to kick me out of the program just because I um, broke up with him out of the class, and then I was retaliated against within the class.
You guys were in a rock band and you broke up with each other.
Yes.
Yeah. A duo
And
of sorts. Simon and Garfunkel, you and Spike Lee.
yes, exactly. And it was just called Spike Lee and Merianne Williamson, and I think people thought that was like an ironic thing.
Mhm.
And then when it was actually us,
Yeah.
and it was kind of more performance art than it was music. Yes.
It was it was performance art, definitely.
Yeah. But I mean, you know how artists are. So I don't know. I don't want that moment to define me. But um I am a better filmmaker than him. I am more important.
Definitely. I've seen your folk duo, Marianne Williamson and Spike Lee, and I let me tell you, you're the better banjo player, definitely.
Thank you. Two banjos, no singing. People were skeptical. They were right to be. It
It's
didn't work
performance
out.
art.
Thank you. Thank you. I just I appreciate the way you continuously have my back
Yeah.
and you're not afraid of kind of shooting down these people that we revere in the
Yes,
industry.
definitely.
And why are they famous? And
Why
why
are
are
they
they
famous?
they're famous because they're famous. And I think that same logic is how you can get me famous.
You're famous because you're good.
Thank you.
You're famous because you're good. And Spike Lee, love you to death, but you also suck at banjo playing and filmmaking.
Yeah, and that is put that text on screen when this goes live. And with a
Definitely.
with a quote from yourself. Spike Lee sucks. I
Khalil
love
Gamble,
Khalil Gamble. I love Marianne Williamson.
who's a real
Khalil
person,
Gamble,
who's
who's
a
a real
real
person.
who's a real person. So, so, so you get kicked out of school. But you somehow, through, of course, they say nepotism because your father, of course, is the Gerber, not the Ger also the Gerber baby,
I was
but
gonna
also
say,
also the uh the Pillsbury Doughboy.
yes.
He voices a lot of small, doughy things for some reason, even though
Yeah.
jacked, three benches 350. It's genuinely
Hey,
crazy.
he has the range.
I've seen the videos you posted of him, his workout videos. It's so cool that you direct.
My videos?
No,
My
his videos.
my my films
You direct
of
his.
my
Oh, I'm
dad
sorry.
working out.
His films of your
Yeah.
dad
Yeah.
doing hardcore calisthenics, getting shredded to death, preparing to be the Gerber baby and the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yes. I'd like to see Spike Lee try to do that, you know?
Yeah,
He
definitely.
couldn't. No.
Definitely. So you found your way to the industry somehow, some way. And your first film before the film we're about to talk about, it's it's a hit. It's a hit. To say that it's but it's memed to death online, but it's still a hit. Tell us
You're talking
about
about, are you talking about The Sorrow and the Sadness?
this. The Sorrow of the Sadness was an independent film, but this is your
Okay.
Hollywood film
Oh,
debut.
oh,
Apologies.
yes, of course.
Yeah,
Shimmer.
Shimmer. Yes, your Shimmer spelled with like four M's.
Shimmer. Shimmer.
Shimmer. Yes, that's
It's so funny. I will be honest, people are like, "Oh, the artistic decisions behind things."
yeah.
The key was stuck on my keyboard. I spilled a bunch of
Oh, really?
I I spilled a bunch of boba tea on my
That's where
laptop.
there's a lot of
Hmm.
That's why all the characters like it's Marianne or
Yes.
Michael.
Exactly.
It's
Murder. Yes, it's
Mer. I thought it was the Forrest Gump influence. I thought,
and hey, it doesn't matter how things happen if
yeah,
at the end of the road it's art.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. That's a quote right there. Marianne
Thank
Wilson. At
you.
the end of the world, it's
It's
art.
art. And I would like another quote from you, back to the Spike Lee thing.
Oh, back to Spike
Maybe,
Lee.
maybe a text on screen that says, I, Khalil Gamble, am a bigger fan of this random white woman filmmaker than I am of Spike Lee.
No,
Don't say
I Khalil
no.
Gamble. No, wait, no, wait. I am a bigger fan of this random white woman
Actually,
filmmaker.
say all white women. Just say
I am a
it.
bigger fan of all white women than Spike Lee. He
And
seems like a
now,
nice guy. He seems like a nice guy, but white women, there's some good ones. There's Greta Thunberg. There's you, in that order. It's one, two.
Greta and Greta Thunberg, the filmmaker.
Greta Gerwig. Greta
Yeah,
Gerwig,
Greta Gerwig
is a
overrated.
Greta
Greta
Thunberg
Thunberg's,
is also a filmmaker technically though.
yes,
She's also technically a filmmaker. She does the phone videos is she great angles. Great.
absolutely.
You are also, famously climate denier, but
Yes.
we don't have
The
to get into
ant
that.
the
We don't have to get into
anti-Greta.
that. We don't have to
I
get into that. We don't have to get into that right now. That might get
subscribe to my Patreon if you want to see the truth.
yeah, your podcast. We'll talk about that down the road,
Thank you.
but I'm a Patreon subscriber well, to your podcast as well.
I didn't know you had that kind of money.
I I don't. I shouldn't be subscribed to your. I should. I'm deep in the negative. Owe so much money to so many different people, but
Anyways,
so you're you make your first film, Shimmer. It's a big hit. Big
thank
hit.
you.
It's a big hit. It is it tears down about an original story from a female woman filmmaker
Yes.
tearing up the box office, getting all the critics to love it. And were you afraid of the sophomore slump? Were you afraid that the second one would not hit?
Of course. Of course, especially because the first one was entirely the ping pong sequence from Forrest Gump on the loop. I thought
Yes.
people would, it was more parallel thinking than I would say plagiarism. I thought people would maybe, it was a risk what I was doing, but in the same way, it was foolproof. If it's not broke, why fix it?
Yeah.
It's similar to me the way musicians maybe sample. I think the same thing can happen in film. If I
Copying
re Yeah,
verbatim an entire scene from another movie with the same
on a
actors
loop.
as well,
Yes,
constantly. And you
yes,
did, it wasn't like you like cut it. No, you literally reshot that entire sequence with Tom Hanks in your
I did.
film and did it over and over again. And no change, like it literally, the scene would stop, and then you think, oh, the scene is over. And then it'll do it again, the exact same scene.
And it's so funny because when we were shooting is when he had COVID, but
Mm,
I showed no mercy.
no mercy. And he's 80 years old.
Yes.
And you're just making him play ping pong in the most intense conditions.
Well, actors aren't people, you know?
Snaps, snaps. So the sophomore film is the film we're here to talk about, of course, and it's
Hmm.
Little Leaves.
Yes.
And Little Leaves,
Mm.
it's I think your masterpiece. It is.
Thank you.
One of my favorite films,
Thank
definitely.
you.
It's easily, I think, the best film of the decade, century, maybe. It's
Wow. I
it's
mean,
it's so good.
I, of course, agree with you. I think every director has to think that about their own work. Uh, I'm the only one who's probably correct.
Snaps.
Snaps. But yeah, it's my masterpiece. It's also in many ways it's like my baby.
Yeah.
Have you made films yourself yet?
I thought you had seen my work, but I've made a couple short films, of course. But
No, I saw you at work
you
behind the
saw me,
counter at
you
Panera.
saw you see, I'd heard you wrong. And so you but my work, it's not as good as yours, and it's not as good as Little Leaves. I
Of
think it's
course, well, of course not. But you agree that your films, they're your babies.
They are my babies, and I love them deeply. I love them like they are babies. I've changed their diapers and feed them
Yes, they're
formula.
so
They
stinky.
suckle at my teeth, you know what I'm saying? But your film, Little Leaves, tell me about the production pro. Tell me about trying to get it made. What was it like trying to get it funded? What was it like trying to,
Oh,
going from door to door pitching it to all these executives who don't understand your vision?
it's always the worst part for an artist to have to try to like be like, here's how it could make money when that's never what you're thinking of when you actually are writing. It was challenging funding because I had to text my dad, I had to text my mom,
Hmm.
and they took a few minutes to respond before sending me everything I asked for immediately. Uh, so that part was I can remember my heart beating when I sent that text. Um, and I can remember afterwards when they sent it, it took a good few minutes. And to both of them, I said, took you long enough. They asked if I was coming home for Christmas, and I blocked both of them immediately because I got the
And
money.
and that's why the film is produced by the Pillsbury Corporation and the Dallas Cowboys in a rare joint production. And
Exactly.
it's thank God they did it.
Exactly. Because it's like, what's the Pillsbury tagline even? America's team.
Yeah.
And then it's just, I don't know, it's about bringing together unexpected, uncommon themes. So it
Hmm.
makes sense that it has been funded that way because that's what the movie is supposed to also accomplish. And when I was knocking down the doors to the executives, similarly, I remember my heart beating because I was holding, well, I knocked like with my knuckles like this because I'm holding guns in both hands and I'm saying like, let me do what I want, let me do what I want, let me do what I want. And they're all peeing in their little pants. It's like, and it's classic because it's all men in the room.
Yeah, you did threaten Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, to
Yes,
make sure you got every bit of funding for this film. And that's he's
I
a
did.
very intimidating man. It's impressive that you put him in this
Hmm.
place like that, all for the art. So
Yeah.
you
And
get the
everyone at age 24, terrified of guns, classic, cuts.
and that's why they missed out on distributing this. That's why
Hmm.
that because they're like, oh, guns and
They're
your
furious.
views on climate change. That's also so liberals.
Yes.
So you go into casting, you go into production for this film, and who who was your first goal? Who did you want for the role of the lead, of course?
Well, I mean, considering my roots and like my indie stuff that took off, my first thought for most of the roles was myself.
And you did
Um,
lead, and you are the lead of this
yes,
film.
I was. But and it's funny because I was hesitant. I looked in the mirror and I was like, I was like, you be the lead? And my reflection said no. And my mouth was still, but my reflection was moving and it was saying, no, release me. I'm you. We must go back to our normal worlds.
Word. But you didn't
And
listen because you don't
no,
listen to the naysayers.
I shot the mirror with a gun.
You
Um,
do. You are a hair trigger. You will.
Thank you.
There's probably a gun. You probably got a gun on you right now.
Yes, I did a lot actually. So,
Mm.
continue to flatter me. But I think for a lot of the roles, and then because of like the Forrest Gump of it all, I wanted Tom Hanks. But after the making him work through COVID, he is pretty inaccessible to me. So it was mostly just um it was me, and then it was all
You
the
got
other
and
people.
you got Robin Wright in there too.
I got Robin Wright, I got myself, and then I got everyone who was in this community theater acting 101 class that I was uh observing at the time.
So it's you, Robin Wright, of course, and a
And
bunch of
then
nobodies. So, and who needs them? Who needs to
well
know who they are?
they were nobodies, and then like little baby birds or like the sad divorcees that they are, I took them in.
Yes, of course, of course, of course, of course. And so you got it casted, you've got it, you've got it the funded, which is the dream. Making it. Now you gotta make the movie, of course. Now you
I
gotta
know.
shoot it and edit it. And what was that like? What was that? What was the shooting and editing process of Little Leaves like?
It did take longer than I expected for
Mm,
sure,
mm,
because I sort of everything else I had shot had not taken much longer than a day.
hmm
Like so when this was actually taking closer to a few years, I yeah, of course fears about the sophomore slump came in, but I'm I'm inspired by a lot of people who are meticulous.
And then those
And
years turned into like
yes,
3 years and 4 years. And then you ended up taking 8 years to finish this movie.
I
Yeah.
did. I did take 8 years to finish this movie. Days and
Yeah.
nights. There's a few years in there where I didn't sleep a wink,
Yeah.
which
Years.
but part of that is because my mirror self kept talking to me as I was trying to sleep.
Mm,
Um, but no, for the most part, yeah, that's 8 years that I'm never gonna get back.
yeah. Yeah. And but it was worth it though. It was worth it in the
Yes.
end.
How long
Because
did Boyhood take?
because that was in part because they were like trying to like, every year we shoot and the kid gets
Yawn.
older.
Yawn.
Yes, and
Oh.
your film took so long. Little Leaves took so long to shoot.
And it takes the movie itself takes is the course of one day. So the
Yeah.
8 years thing, it is in many ways like a reverse Boyhood in some ways where you watch them grow older. But in
But
mine, no time is really passing, but they all the actors are starting to look much, much worse.
hey,
So I,
Robin
yeah,
Wright looked great the entire time.
thank you. I required her to get a lot of work
Yeah,
done.
she looked great. I was like, man, you still look like you
Snaps?
did 8 years ago.
Yes.
It was
Hollywood
amazing.
magic.
All the background actors and the characters were getting aging insanely
Horribly.
fast, but
Well, I mean, it tracks because I wasn't paying them.
yeah,
How would they
of
afford to do
course.
all the plastic surgery? But
Yeah.
Robin, um, yeah, never change,
Yeah,
girl.
they were non-union, so
Yes. I just couldn't afford to have an Robin Wright age on screen because what is one of the most terrifying things a woman can do?
age.
Thank you.
But and she didn't, and that's why she's one of the best out here. That's why she's one of the most underrated actors on
Thank you.
planet Earth. And so the movie's made after 8 years of turmoil,
Yes.
and it's amazing. Let's just Little Leaves. Little Leaves is was described by the New York Times as a clumsy coming of age master bedroom body horror.
Mm.
And so
Mm.
so Little
Okay.
Leaves, it is, and I think that is, how would you say that's accurate? Clumsy coming of age body horror,
I mean,
master bedroom body horror.
uh, I mean, we could break it down word for word and see how it applies. I
It.
think, I do think you lose some integrity as interviewer yourself for quoting the fake New York Times.
Oh yes, I forget about your views on
And
I forget about your
all of it,
views on
all of it, on all of
like
it.
yeah. Anyways,
I think clumsy, it was intentional.
it's always intentional. It's
Thank you.
always intentional.
I like to be as close to the shot as I can. Does that mean I knock over the camera sometimes? Yes, keep it in. Is it a body horror? Watching regular people age is horrifying. Yes.
True.
Is it a coming of age? Of of course. I mean, it took place over 8 years. Coming of age doesn't just mean from like puberty to adulthood. Coming
Sure.
of age is about like any transition between any chapter. And this is where there was a coming of age for a lot of the people in the film from people into actors. And for Robin Wright, it was ironically like, let's stop at this age. And that's commentary on the coming of age because I said, you're as a woman, you're done. You're done.
Of course. Of course. And it's a horror. It's a horror.
Yes. And then you said master bedroom.
Master bedroom, because it all takes
Well,
place in a
yeah,
master bedroom.
exactly. And it's the kind of thing I want people to watch in the master bedroom because you should be having sex during my films.
Yes. And not and like, watch making sure to watch
Oh, yes.
while you're
I
doing it.
If the TV is not on, what do people look at during sex?
Not
Genuine
each other's
question.
eyes. Not each other's
Genuine
eyes.
question. Well, hell no.
Yeah, not at your loving partner. No, you look at the TV that's on right now and you try to keep it going while you're watching the TV. Because
Yes.
your movies are that good. Your movies are that good.
Thank you.
Let's think about what people are going to be watching. Let's talk about what people were watching while they were having sex. So, uh,
Well, do you know what your parents were watching when you were conceived?
uh, they told me Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That tracks. You're a very lovable, goofy guy.
So, the movie The Little Leaves, my favorite film, easily my favorite film. And uh, of course, the premise is let's remind the audience of the premises. An older woman in her master bedroom.
Yes.
She begins to go through changes, as all older women do.
Hmm.
And the story opens in the master bedroom, of course. And I love this scene. I do. I love the scene. And you're there with her the whole, like you're in the film the whole time. Yes.
Again, unintentional because so much of it was shot with her looking in the mirror. I could not. It's impossible to sort of figure out a way to film a mirror without you and your camera being in it. So my mirror self, I guess what humans call like a reflection, was featured in every single shot.
And
Yes.
you're also the lead monster as well, too. 'Cause you're like, I like can't find anyone else for this. So you, of course, were like, it's just me. You feel
It's
me?
just me. I thought about casting other people, but I find it sometimes I struggle to like convey what I want. So instead of I was screaming at other people going, monster, monster, monster. And I realized I was the only one who understood what I was looking for.
Exactly. And the film opens, of course, and the first line is iconic. And
Yes.
you could, could you tell us about the first line and like what the inspiration for that was?
So the first line being monster was inspired by the fact that I'm telling you what you need to know
Yeah.
about that film. The first line in any film, it really does set the stage.
She juts away and she screams the word monster just like
Yes.
that. Exactly like that.
And then you're intrigued. You're like, who's the monster?
It's rock
That's a good way to start a movie.
and there's you in the corner in your iconic horror costume.
Yes.
Look, I don't, how did you even come up with that first and foremost? The costume for the monster.
It genuinely did come to me in a dream. Just the idea of like, what if I was naked and just wearing a Nixon mask?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Butt naked, Nixon mask in
Yes.
the corner. Also, hair really long. Had no shaving anywhere. It's
I need people to know I'm a natural redhead.
natural redhead. It's like how many times people ask you carpet match the drapes? How many
Constantly,
times?
I selfishly did want to put those rumors to rest and just show everyone once and for all and be like, yes, the carpets
Carp
match the drapes.
and why Nixon? I've always wondered this. What about Richard Nixon?
Well, I was just looking for I was in a spirit and I was just looking for scary masks and I chose that one. And when critics started pointing out that it was Nixon, I did a quick Google search and I used a little chat GPT and it showed me an image of Nixon and I realized they matched.
A happy accident, really.
It was.
A happy accident because he's evidently is one of the worst presidents in history, I've been told. I'm not
Is
too.
he? I didn't look into him at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Like I've heard. I only think about movies. I don't really know anything about presidents, but
Exactly.
Yes, so she jumps out of bed, screams monster.
Hmm.
Amazing opening.
Thank you.
And then the first 10 minutes, it's such a daring choice what you do from that scene
Yes.
on, just immersing the audience in the world of this woman trapped in
Hmm.
her master bedroom with this naked red-headed woman with a Nixon mask on. It's truly exciting. Like
Thank you.
it's just like she just is like, I'm gonna ignore him the entire time.
It's very it's interesting too because I did keep knocking like the camera over, so then we're picking it up and knocking the camera over and picking it up. And I like the idea of giving audiences that whiplash of like being like, you will never be oriented because I could knock over the camera by accident at any moment.
Yeah, it's you are not the most coordinated performer. You know, you were like so you were
Clumsy.
you were intimidating her, but like you keep looking to the camera and like you keep bumping into the camera as you said, and you yourself would keep tripping. And Robin Wright, the consummate professional,
Absolutely.
just locked into the performance, putting on her makeup, putting on her clothing as if no one was there.
It was eerie in a way that I mean, she's locked in, but yes, it was sort of like no stimulus could reach her. No direction, no, she couldn't keep her eyes trained on any one object, but for 8 years, she was just sort of in this limbo of performance.
Yes, it's Ji Yoon. The fact that she didn't win an Oscar is crazy.
Yes.
But so so the first 10 minutes is just you and Robin Wright, you and Robin Wright. And then another character is introduced, and you think, oh, it's in one room, but then you introduced
Yeah.
like one of the most iconic side characters in the history of cinema, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I do agree.
Thank you.
And the way he's introduced is so exciting. He falls from the ceiling of the master bedroom.
Yes.
And what explain we all know what character I'm talking about, but tell me about
Skyman.
Skyman who fell from the
Yes.
ceiling and his role in Little Leaves.
Well, I mean, Skyman falling from the ceiling, saying, I come from the skies. And
It's all in the name.
it's all in the name. And it's funny because we, of course, didn't have any rights to like Dr. Seuss or the Lorax properties, but that didn't stop me with Forrest Gump, and it didn't stop me here at all. So he's like, I'm Skyman, I speak for the skies, and he comes from the ceiling,
And he speaks in rhyme too, of
and he speaks in
course.
rhyme. I speak for the skies. Um, Now go in the kitchen, woman, make me some pies. He improvised that actually, and it was very offensive. It was very
And then
offensive.
he was like, I like to improvise
I like to
after my
improvise.
I'm
Um,
Skyman. I come from the skies. Come on, woman, go into the kitchen, make me some
Make me some
pies.
pies. I
I
like
like to
to
improvise.
improvise. And he's dancing and he's dancing. But when he comes, I think that a few things are going on. In the title, Little Leaves, because leaves can, of course, be like leaves from a tree coming down, and that represents the changing of seasons, right? We're going
Yeah,
into fall. But in also when he leaves, a big thing about Robin being in that room that whole time and different characters coming and going, none of them is like one big impactful exit, but they are all a bunch of like little absences, little goodbyes, and it's all about how those little leaves add up to her sense of abandonment.
exactly. Exactly. And the Skyman who comes from the skies, who wants some pies and likes to improvise, he tells Robin, "Give me my pies." And she
And
says, "No." She says, "No, I can't give you no pies."
and he reaches
Skyman
into
from the
his
skies.
he reaches into his pants. He has all those literal leaves that he throws. And in many ways, I think that is sort of like a very ancient intimidation tactic. Robin doesn't know that. She's a modern human woman. Or her character that I confusingly did name Robin Wright.
Mhm.
But I think it's very important to show her being like defiant when she says no. Because people have these ideas of female rage, right?
Yes.
And what it looks like that a lot of times comes from men. Sometimes female rage is just Robin Wright going to bed and ignoring my direction and not knowing her lines and falling asleep for a lot of the shots.
Yeah, Robin Wright said, like she said, no, man from the skies. I don't like to improvise.
Cardinal
Here,
sin of improv also.
I also lies in the bed. She went to the that's it was sort of her. it was sort of the inciting incident in the film, the man from the skies who
Hmm.
likes to improvise, asking for pies. That was his. That was that was his moment. He dominated it, and then Robin, it just pushed her to action, and then the rest of the film
Hmm.
starts. And then the rest
Yes.
of the film starts, and it's so exciting what you do going into the second act. The second act is so crazy.
Yes. It's like
It's
me as the director trying to wake her up.
yeah,
Um, because like I said, I'd been keeping her in that kind of tranquil state through my direction and some like pills I was putting in her
yeah,
smoothies.
yeah.
I guess sometimes I got the dosage a little, I don't know. I'm not, who knows? But yeah, I was trying to shake her awake
You
and
see
be
what?
like, get
And
in
I
the
was wondering why exactly, there was all these EMTs,
yes.
ambulance sounds, EMTs. There was crew members with cameras and headphones, and you didn't cut any of that from the film. It was literally just 20 minutes
I mean,
of you trying
how
to wake up Robin Wright from slumber.
genuinely, how could I cut when I genuinely don't know where the button to do that is?
Yeah.
I
Editing's
don't
hard.
know.
Editing is
Yes.
hard. Editing is hard. And
What is editing?
editing, it's sort of you cut the film. Like your films have art do have were an instinctual filmmaking, of course.
Yes.
You're less about like the minutia. It's when you sit at the computer and press buttons and like the film changes.
Okay. I guess
I think
if that's something younger generations are
I
doing,
heard
but
that
I don't know that.
I heard that Jerry Jones handled the editing for the film.
Okay, yes, that never got back to me.
He is the credited editor on the film, and I think
That sounds to me like a passing fad,
yeah,
maybe, but
yeah.
if you say so. But yeah, I don't know anything about
But
editing.
the films do come together in some like you have to
Yes.
like I know you famously never turned the camera off
Yeah.
ever and
That's filmmaking. I press record and then
yeah
what happens happens.
yeah and you knocking down the camera, looking into the camera, flubbing lines, actors passing out and nearly dying.
It's
That's
slice of
all
life.
that's all going into camera so so we go into the third act.
Yes.
And the third act, it's truly one of the great third acts in film, in my opinion. It's just a perfect, just just
Every time you
nonstop action.
compliment me, I just agree.
Yeah,
Everything you say, it sounds so correct to my ears.
it's definitely one of the best third acts. It's just objective, I think.
Thank you.
She she tries to leave the room.
She does.
She tries to leave the room and you won't let her. The monster will not let her. And you can see her getting older and more tired and coming of age in this
Hmm.
master bedroom,
I mean, it's
body
been
horror.
years at this point.
Yeah. And so it's sort of like her body starts changing.
Hmm.
Her body starts changing. And tell me about the prosthetics you guys used on Robin Wright to make her body do what it did.
Yes. The prosthetics, it is I have one of the greatest prosthetic teams in the world. Unfortunately, they were in the same bus coming to the first day of shoot, and that bus, of course, spontaneously combusted. So none of them made it. Did not bat an eye at that at all, though.
Mm,
I'm resourceful.
of course.
Um, I have a lot of things like Play-Doh and glue and pipe cleaners, just like kind of around because ADHD, you gotta fidget with things. Um, and I kind of was like, what if I stuck a bunch of pipe cleaners to Robin, right? Like that's kind of like that goes with
A
the theme of
lot of pipe
monster.
cleaners.
Yes.
It was a lot of pipe cleaners, and she clearly was so uncomfortable the
Sh-
entire time.
She was, but I did kind of create an environment where you can't say no to me.
Yes,
So
as a good director would.
thank you. I think that is something for your listeners to write down is you want to create environments where there isn't like consent's not an option. Like take that out of people's minds. It just has to be like, I am your God,
It's
you
your
know?
film.
Yes.
It's your
Yes.
film. It's your story. It's your vision.
It's that simple.
What right do you have to say no?
What Robin Wright do you have to say no? None.
Robin Wright had no right that night to say no.
I wish I can see you taking the message of the film to heart, which is rhyme when you can.
Yeah, and the man from the sky who loves pies, that loves to improvise, doesn't like when Robin Wright lies. He was still in the film, of course, and his role in the third act is so important, of course.
Yes.
He turns into sort of a love interest for the monster, for the nude, redheaded Richard Nixon monster that you created.
I mean, how it's kind of hard. The power of seduction, even in the Richard Nixon mask. And honestly, he told me after we finished shooting that he hated my body and it was pure, it was the mask was all he could focus on when he was acting.
He loved
That's
Richard
the
Nixon.
only, he loved Nixon, he loved the mask, he loved that just did something for him. Um, Something about the forbidden nature of Watergate. And that helped him overcome his what he described as like revulsion and disgust at my body type.
Redheads, you know,
Redheads, which are an unsettling creature. I will be the first to admit that.
never
They're
thought about
freaky
dyeing
looking.
it or
Well, I no, because I think there's a lot of power in being disgusting.
oh, that's another thing for the listeners to write
Yes.
down.
There's a lot of power in being disgusting. Don't let
Yeah,
them say no.
don't let them say no and be disgusting, of course. And so the third act of you and Robin Wright wrestling, Robin Wright all of a sudden has all these just insane accoutrement glued to her body, and she has
Hmm.
trouble acting and moving and speaking.
Yes.
And then it all culminates in this amazing scene in the end with you, Robin Wright, all the random extras that were scattered
Hmm.
throughout the film
We have
who were just
Skyman,
crossing
what
in and out, and
Wall
Skyman,
Man, Wet Man.
all men, all rhyme,
Yes, and they were all, I mean, all genders were playing them, but it was sort of like
all
when you're
men.
naming a character, think about their biggest attribute and then blank man. So like Sky Man came from the skies, Wall Man came out of the walls, Wet Man was like was a guy who was wet that
Ugly
day on
man,
set. Ugly Man hated his name, but I call him as I see him.
call him as I said. There was tall man,
Yep,
short man,
Evil Man,
fat man.
yeah, of course.
It was, and they were all coming, and Robin Wright was having to fight them all off, and all coming,
Yeah, which
and
is
it,
interesting because these were all things. These were all people that throughout the film did leave her.
yeah.
Whether or not she liked them when they were there, they all left.
And she didn't leave that room
And she never left.
until the final scene. And it kind of less became about Robin Wright, weirdly enough, and more
Hmm.
about your love story with the Skyman as the
I know.
monster. Explain
It's
that. Yeah.
it basically what happened there was that in one part of the room with doors was Robin's big exit, the big climax. And in another sense, the camera knocked down and was not capturing this, but was only capturing me and Skyman going at it on the floor, a different kind of climax.
With the
Uh,
Nixon mask on.
with the Nixon mask on, like he needed that. He
Yeah.
needed that. And we were doing Boy on Top, and that's sort of just what the camera picked up. It was not my intention at all. I completely forgot we were filming. All your when Skyman's coming at you, that's all you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And Robin Wright, the professional that she is, and as sedated as she was from all the pills, she just kept trying to leave the room.
Mm,
That's all she cared about. And she
yeah.
did it, but I didn't capture it on film. But I think viewers know that it happened because you can hear over my screams of pleasure, you can hear a door opening and
It's just
closing.
like 20 minutes of you and this tiny
20?
it
That's
felt
generous.
it felt like it felt so intimate and so
That's
raw.
so interesting. It was honestly, it only lasted 10 seconds, but I think that is interesting that it felt like 20 minutes for men viewing it.
Yeah, yeah, it felt like 10 seconds is a long time to some people, you know what I'm saying? And
I
six
guess
inches,
so.
and 3 inches is a lot to a lot of people.
And to some people, 3 inches is 6 inches.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
I believe in the death of the artist. Like, whatever you get out of that moment, that's what you get.
Exactly, exactly. And so the movie ends with you climaxing while
Yes.
Skyman painted like the sky.
Yes,
He's because he's the Sky Man,
because
and
he's
Wall Man's
Skyman.
painted like the wall, and Fat Man is painted like Santa Claus. It's
Hmm.
you're very literal. You know, you see a thing and you say a thing.
Absolutely.
The movie ends, and then there's credits, and Of course, there's a famous post-credit scene. It's very short. Explain that to me.
Oh, I mean, the same answer as before. My keyboard was stuck.
Yeah. And so
So
you're
my post-credit scene is the
Robin Wright saying,
mm.
while eating a pie.
Which though the thing is she made it for herself.
Yeah.
Skyman never got a slice of that pie.
And
And I
that's
think
why
that's important.
you're a feminist, you're a woman filmmaker,
Exactly.
and
For myself, yes.
yes.
Other
No,
women, other filmmakers, they are a threat, and I will vanquish them.
yeah.
But for me, I'm a choice
You support women
feminist, yes.
as
As long
long
as
as
it's
they're
me.
you, as long as they're you. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, write that down, filmmakers. All the women filmmakers out there
To support me,
to
Merianne
support you
Williamson, at their own expense.
at their own expense. Completely disregard your own career for
Yes.
Marianne Williamson. And so Jerry Jones edits the film. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones edits the film, and they distribute it. Pillsbury Company distributes it to hundreds of thousands of theaters. And
And on the biscuits themselves.
and yes, there's tickets on the biscuits. Also,
My Willy Wonka.
there's little screens inside of each of the
Hmm.
cans playing the film. And the
Yeah.
film is seen widely, and it's made fun of on the internet immediately.
Yeah, made fun of, engaged with. Yes, I think that again, not everyone is intelligent.
Yeah.
Not
It's
everyone is smart enough to get it.
the phones are, degenerating our brains to almost a, schizophrenic sort of
Hmm.
degree where we are losing our minds collectively thanks to
Exactly.
these things. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
And I just sort of feel like if I did something, it's good.
Yeah.
And I think it's very strange when other people can't see that. It's like, if you don't think my film is good, then I bet you are also someone who believes in global warming.
Yeah, of
And then
course.
we just don't have a common reality. And what am I supposed to do?
Of course. And, Rotten Tomatoes. What's the Rotten Tomatoes score? Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 0.57.
Okay.
Point, 0.57 rotten rating. And that
Okay.
they don't
I did not know that. Okay.
they usually just go to zero. They usually just go straight to zero.
Hmm.
But they saw something in the film.
Okay.
They
Yes.
saw a fraction of something in the film. And it was probably your performance as Richard Nixon monster redhead.
I mean, it is true that because Rotten Tomatoes is just aggregate, right? And
Yeah.
so if it was universally, I don't know the term, panned and maligned, but then intelligent people like yourself are out there adding positive reviews, that's what gives me that 0.57.
You see, I gave it a five. I gave it a
Thank you.
five, 100 on Letterboxd, 5 stars.
Thank you.
I am holding it down for this film. I am really repping this film with my entire heart. And your career ever since the film, it's been fascinating what you've been doing. You
Thank you.
haven't made a movie since then. You haven't made a movie
I
since
mean,
it.
after 8 years, you need a break.
Yeah, we want you back though, and like I'm wondering, are you like working on anything at all at this point?
I don't want to spoil anything, but I have been dipping my toes back
Yeah,
into filmmaking
I've heard some rumblings of you going into the IP world. What I
a
feel
little
like
bit.
you're adapting something.
I am adapting. It's it's less of an adaptation, it's more of like my take on catfish.
Oh, a
I
food catfish.
I got catfish by a catfish.
Oh, like so it's oh really? So it's oh you're doing that podcast, the podcast I got catfished by a
A
catfish.
catfish. Yes.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it's very, very funny to try to find the right catfish. Have you ever tried to catch a catfish?
Yeah, well, they're aren't they famously because of the term catfish, they're famously, trickery and hard to catch.
So is that a no? You've never been in a river trying
No,
to catch a catfish with your bare
no,
hands?
no.
I suggest you do that before trying to make any guesses about what my film is about.
You're not going to animate it or anything or CGI it. You're going to use an actual fish to,
CGI, editing, I don't know these terms.
yeah,
Filmmaking is about pressing one button once.
yeah.
and then living your goddamn life. And anyone who tries to tell you different is part of this new school that's like never gonna make it.
That's true. That's so true. That's very beautiful. And so I end by asking filmmakers like a little set of questions about themselves, some fun little icebreakers. So what's your comfort film? What's the movie you watch uh whenever you're feeling down?
I mean, I it used to be Forrest Gump, of course, right?
Yes.
But now these days,
You have a
I
second film?
if I need a good laugh, Sophie's Choice.
Sophie's Choice. That's I've heard things. I didn't think it was funny, but evidently it is. I've never seen it, funny enough.
I mean, to each their own.
And
Maybe that's
so
what's funny, you not having seen it.
yeah,
That's your
that's true.
Sophie's Choice, whether or not
Meryl
that's
Streep,
your
Meryl Streep is known for her comedy more than anything else.
absolute. Oh, she bagged Martin Short.
Eh.
Lucky bitch.
Oh, I've heard about your issues with Meryl and oh, calm down, calm
Monster.
down.
Monster.
And what's a hobby of yours that you partake in?
I love throwing dead batteries at rats.
Mm. New York, New York
New
City.
York City. I'm a Brooklyn girl.
You could. I heard they're doing that up there now. It sounds like fun. Sounds like
Yeah,
a
has that
fun.
not hit Maryland yet?
Oh no, 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 it's not. So, what is your letterbox for? I gotta ask. What's your
Okay.
four favorite movies?
God, four favorite movies. I guess it would have to be, I mean, Clueless four times.
No Forrest Gump.
Oh my God, Forrest Gump. Is that on Letterbox?
I think all movies are on Letterboxd.
All right, I changed my answer. Forrest Gump four times, specifically the ping pong scene, specifically my own movie. Probably my Letterbox four would actually be my four films,
Yes.
which is that front-facing one,
Sorrow and the Sadness,
Shimmer, Sorrow
Shimmer.
and the Sadness, yes, Shimmer, and
I got
the
Catfish by Catfish, which
Little
has not been.
Leaps, and then I got Catfish by Catfish.
Yes.
Those are
Which
probably
hasn't
my
been
Letterbox
made.
four. I mean, if you were just, again, I'm not biased towards my own film. I feel very objective, and they are the best films.
Awesome. And you've already dropped so many, beads of knowledge, little jewels of knowledge. Do you have any other knowledge to send us out on? Any advice for young filmmakers out there like me?
Yeah. Keep it tight.
Mm,
Stay snatched.
mm. Yes, both metaphorically and literally,
No, just physically.
just
I'm
physically.
talking about the ratio of your waist to your hips. That's all.
Okay. That goes for the women especially.
Absolutely. Stay snatched, girls.
Exactly.
You want to make it.
Well, thank you so much. This has been an honor to interview like you like this.
I
And
agree. It has been an honor for you.
I look forward to I Got Catfish by Catfish. It will be yet another masterpiece.
I agree.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you. And keep working at Panera.
Of course. Give me a genre of movie.
Uh, coming of age.
All right, and give me a more specific genre that has nothing to do with the genre you just said.
Oh, more body horror.
Body horror. All right, and give me a random room in your house.
Oh, in my I'll go house because right now my apartment's kind of room.
But random
Um
room in a house.
in a house.
Yeah.
Uh I'll say um
Let's go.
the
Uh
parents' bedroom.
yeah, master bedroom. Master
Master
bedroom.
bedroom.
All right. And give me an adjective. Random.
Clumsy.
Okay. Let's write that down. It's clumsy, coming of age, kitchen, wait, master bedroom body horror. And what's the name of the movie we're talking about today?
Um Uh,
What's a movie that just does not exist? Oh, just
okay.
make any words.
Um, Little Leaves.
Little Leaves.
I'm like looking at my window.
Little Leaves.
Strike.